Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That tell me I'm doing this, folks. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know that this product needs to exist, but I also don't know that it doesn't need to exist. So we're going to figure that one out together. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is absolutely the case today. I got off work about an hour and a half ago, and I knew that I needed to stop for supplies because I was like, yeah, I'm running low on stuff. So I went over there and I hit up the old Walmart, right? And I always try to check out, I don't know how Walmarts are other places, but Walmarts around me, they always have these little sections now, kind of like at the very entrance, where it's like they got like a little cooler section with like drinks available, and then they got like snacks and stuff. I always like to try to peruse through there because sometimes you find some good stuff, things that I can review. And I was going through like their little pastry section, you know, the Hostess and the Little Debbie and such. Turns out that Hostess got a new item. Sorta. What is it? What am I reviewing for you folks? It happens to be... Boom! It's this! It is from Hostess. It is their new honey bun donuts. Can we get a thing? Maybe? Ha 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 ha! Sure. So yeah, it's their little tiny donuts, but apparently they're honey buns. All right. I like honey buns. I typically will just buy a honey bun if I want a honey bun, so I don't know that I need one in donut form, but sure, I don't know that I don't need that. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at it. I mean, it's a little tiny donut thing. Smells like like a fucking honey bun. Let's give it a go. I mean, the taste is pretty spot on, which you would imagine. Not like it's going to be a huge difference. The thing that's kind of throwing it for me is the texture. These are like denser than the honey buns. Because the honey bun, it kind of breaks away. It's a little bit more forgiving. These, they've got that donut, denseness to them. So, yeah. But, not bad. And they do. They taste pretty similar to a proper honey bun. Maybe not exactly 1-to-1, but pretty dang close. I actually was going to go over there, do a comparison. I was going to buy a honey bun and compare them, 1-to-1. But they didn't have any honey buns. They only had the honey bun donuts. And I was just too lazy to stop somewhere else and grab another one. But yeah, they're fine. They're nice, they're sweet. They've got, that Hostess appeal to them. Some people like Hostess, some people don't. I like Hostess. In fact, back years and years before I was ever doing review videos, I should have been doing them back then. I'd have been way ahead of the curve. But when I was doing my gas station job, I actually did a comparison at one point. I got it was like the Hostess cupcakes. I got the Little Debbie ones, the Hostess ones, and the Mexican ones. I forget what the hell they're called. I tried them all out, and the Hostess ones were far and away the best. So, I got to give it to Hostess in that regard. But they're nice. They're sweet. They don't particularly taste like honey. I mean, that's just, probably a namesake thing, but they're nice, they're sweet, they're cakey, they're sugary. Yeah, they're good. Like I said, about the only thing that really kind of betrays it It's just the texture. And I feel like with a honey bun, the frosting, as long as you got one that's, relatively fresh-ish, I feel like the frosting is a little bit stickier. It's got that little bit of a stickiness. This, because it's on the Donettes, doesn't really have that same stickiness. It's fairly well bonded to the donut. But honestly, outside of, again, the textural stuff, the taste-wise is, it's pretty much a honey bun. If only maybe slightly different. I think a lot of that just has to do with how, again, just the texture and stuff, how it's being delivered to you. But they're good. I'm not in love with them. I kind of fall back on my original thing of, I don't know that these needed to exist, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Because for me, it's I guess there's a convenience factor. Maybe you don't want a big-ass honey bun. Maybe you just want a little bite-sized thing. That's fine. It serves that purpose. But for me, if I want a honey bun, I want a honey bun. And, I'm the type of person, I like a honey bun. And sometimes, when you want a honey bun, that's all that you need, man. That's what you need in your life. These, they're kind of doing their thing, but I don't know. I'll give them credit for what they did with them, but again, I just don't know that it needed to be a thing. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? Maybe on occasion, and sure, I guess. I can't give them a resounding endorsement, but it's not for anything that they've done wrong. I think they, in terms of what they're supposed to be, which is honey bun donuts, I think that they work perfectly fine. They taste like honey buns. They have the consistency of a donut. It works in that capacity. Just for me, again, I just don't know. I'm not saying I would never get these again. I might on a whim or some shit, but for me, it's if I want a honey bun, I'm just going to get a honey bun. I don't really have much of a need for this in my life, but they're not bad. They'll do what they need to do. And by that same token, if I'm recommending them, for you, they might be more beneficial, because like I said, maybe the convenience factor is appealing to you. Maybe the textural aspect to you is, more appealing. I can't decide that for you, but I would say, they're a new item. I'm sure they're going to be a limited time thing. Give them a shot. Try them out. See what you take away from them. Maybe you'll prefer them to a honey bun. Maybe you don't like honey buns anyway, and these are, a nice little difference maker for you. I don't know. I can't say that give them a resounding endorsement, but they're good. They're good enough, So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week. Monumental rest of the month. Spend this rest of the year. Folks, you go over there and have yourselves a truly honey bun-tastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I would like you to do. And mind you, do other things besides this, but, just in relation to my thing, do you have any particular honey bun preferences? Because, you don't hear a lot about the honey bun. And I feel like that's unfortunate because, I think it's a nice staple of, Hostess has them, Little Debbie has them. Everybody kind of takes their turn on the honey bun. And to that matter, where did the honey bun come from? Was it a Hostess thing or was it a regional thing? I don't know. I've never really thought about it until right now. But yeah, do you have any particular favorites? There's one, and I do not know what company makes it. I'm actually going to look it up right after I get done with this now because I just remembered. They used to have it available at my company in the break room. Because before we used to, now we have a kiosk and a cooler and stuff with actual food. But originally for the first 2 years that I was there, we just had a few vending machines. And one of the vending machines had this one honey bun. It was chocolate frosted. And it was like cream filled. So it was basically a Boston cream honey bun. And oh, if I can find one of those again, I'd love to review them and then buy all of them. But anyway, yeah, comment to, down below your, like I said, your honey bun experiences and preferences, or even just pastry stuff, or what the hell ever. Anyway,